Hold up. Hold up. Hold up.
We welcome you back in live to Woodard Gymnasium, getting you ready for coverage of the Model Blue Devils and the Heard County Braves in our nightcap in the boys game. And it's been a victorious night all around for the Model teams. And it started with a 54-30 win for the Model JV girls over Heard County. Then it continued with a victory for the Model girls varsity team. 41-37 was the final score in that one. And the Model Blue Devils are going to try to make it a perfect night here for the teams in blue. We'll see what happens. It should be a really great matchup. Looking forward to it. But we'll talk a little bit about the matchup as we go along throughout our pregame. We're about 6 minutes away here from the start of the nightcap. But the Model Blue Devils come into the game 2-0, 1-0 in region play. Obviously not a lot to work with in terms of sample size to come up with averages, but I'll give them to you anyway. They're averaging 67 points a game, meanwhile only allowing 37 points. Of course, one of the things that is notable about this team this year is the really good group of seniors that they graduated from last year, that obviously some big shoes to fill there. You know, you had guards Stevie Dallas and Noah Travis moving on. Also Owen Mathis, Chase Allen, Thomas Patterson. So some guys there that contributed a lot to a very successful run for the Model Blue Devils over the last several years. But you've got some really good talent on this basketball team that remains. Obviously John Mason still with the team, Bryson Denson. Of course, you got Bryson Bell, who's really stepped up into a more significant role so far this season. Chaden Woodley, one of the best athletes that you're going to find around the area. Dominic Fraley playing in his senior season, a lot more experience for him. I hear he's off to a great start this season, and we'll continue to talk about these guys in more detail as we go along. Meanwhile, for the Heard County Braves, they bring in a roster of really talented players, and a lot of them were with this team last year. And we saw some great battles between Heard County and Model last year, so we'll talk more about them in more detail as we go along. But they're in one of those situations where they've only played one game so far this season, and that was a loss to Southwest Atlanta Christian on the 2nd of December. That game was a 66-49 loss. But again, they were in a situation where I would imagine, and I didn't have an opportunity today to look at the roster and see how many of them were football players, but obviously their football team made a deep run, made it all the way to the Final Four, the semifinals, the GHSA state playoffs. So I'd imagine that could play a role into only having played one game, and perhaps some of those guys were on the football team. There's some very athletic kids on this basketball team. So I'll tell you a little bit about each of these teams. Obviously the head coach, longtime head coach, the Model Blue Devils, had a tremendous amount of success as Jacob Travis, and for Heard County Braves, it is Zarek Green. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to take another break. Let's step out for 3 more minutes. We'll come back, give you the starting lineups. It'll be go time inside Woodard Gymnasium, the home of the Model Blue Devils. We're getting ready for some more round ball, and we're glad you're with us along for the ride. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the Model High School Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead. Welcome to Shannon Pharmacy, proudly serving the Shannon community since 2004. We're your small, full-service pharmacy with a big heart, offering friendly, professional service and a caring community feel. Whether you need prescriptions filled, expert advice, or health products, we're here for you. Experience the difference at Shannon Pharmacy, where your health is our priority. Visit us today. WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
You look exhausted.
Dude, my to-do list got the best of me. I finally sharpened the blade, trimmed the yard, raked the leaves, and then I mowed.
Yeah, me too.
Get out. You're not even breaking a sweat.
I know. My grasshopper trimmed around the yard, power vacked the leaves, and then mowed. I did all of it without leaving my seat.
I gotta get a grasshopper.
Finish fall cleanup and be ready for winter with a grasshopper mower.
Here we go again.
If you ever find yourself moving through these doors,
we're gonna take care of you.
If you ever hear these sounds, or see these lights, may you find our caring team of ER experts all around you. This is the human spirit at its best. Advent Health. Feel whole.
Hola.
Back in for more model basketball here on the live stream produced by Northwest Georgia Media or on the radio presented by WLAQ. And super glad to be with you. We'll give you the starting lineups. It'll be go time inside Woodard Gymnasium between your model Blue Devils and the Heard County Braves. Both teams have not seen a tremendous amount of action so far this season, but we'll start with the Heard County Braves. You've got number 2, Taj Taggart in the starting lineup. Then you've got number 3, Amari Emery in the starting lineup tonight here for the Heard County Braves. Also number 0, Gray Hester rather. Number 4, Cam Latimer. And then rounding out the starting 5 here for the Braves tonight is going to be number 12. And that is going to be TJ Reeves. I can't read my own writing down here. I'm going to have to fix that. But kind of scrambling a little bit tonight to get ready for this one. Let's give you the model Blue Devils. And by the way, Heard County Braves head coach is Zarek Green. We're going to start with number 10, John Mason. Then we'll move into number 21, Bryson Denson. Number 22, Bryson Bell. Number 25, Chaden Woodley. And rounding out the starting 5 tonight for your model Blue Devils is going to be number 30, Dominic Fraley. And of course, the head coach of the model Blue Devils, the legendary Jacob Travis, has taken his team to multiple Elite Eights, made it to the Final Four a couple of years ago, and has just done a tremendous job carrying on the legacy of this program, of course, that was built by a lot of folks, but including his dad, Milt Travis, who had a lot of success here as well. But man, the basketball tradition on the girls and the boys side, it runs deep here for the folks in blue. They love them some basketball out here in Shannon, and so do I. So maybe that's the reason why I end up here, because we get a lot of good basketball, no question about it, out here at Model High School each and every year. Dominic Fraley in the circle against Hester, and they will tip it off, and it's going to the Blue Devils. Chaden Woodley takes the tip from Dominic Fraley. Bryson Denson on to John Mason. Now back up top to Bell. Trying to get it to Woodley. Spins around, goes in. Nifty move. Misses the shot. There was contact, and we're going to see Woodley at the charity stripe showing off his body control on the first possession of the basketball game. So Chaden Woodley going to the free throw line, shooting 2. This model team off to a 2-0 start this season. Picked up a win at Bremen last Friday. Shot on the way. That one's going to rattle in. One more coming up here for Woodley as he notches the first point of the game here for the Blue Devils. He gets ready for a second shot. It's on the way and through. So 2 shots, both go in here for the Blue Devils. 2-0. Chaden Woodley gives the Blue Devils the lead from the free throw line. Here are the Braves on the other end. They try to leave it for Gray. Hester, and the ball is poked out of bounds by the Blue Devils, who got back quickly on defense, and the Braves get ready to inbound the basketball. The Rome 7 Hills Rotary Club announced the bracket for the Christmas tournament. That's going to be next week. It's going to start on Thursday, the 18th, run through the 20th, which is a Saturday, a 3-day tournament. Shot is up, and that one's going to rattle in. And I missed who made the shot. Blue Devils with the basketball on the left wing side. Quick look there for Woodley. That's off the glass and through. So the Blue Devils retake the lead, up 4-2. All 4 points for the Blue Devils for Chaden Woodley, playing here in his sophomore year. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be staying with Heard County. And so Heard surveys the floor, gets ready to fire it in. Young man goes into the lane, leaves it off for Gray, puts it up, misses the shot, fires it back out. There's a 3-ball in the air. That caroms off the rim, picked up by John Mason with the rebound. Chaden Woodley across the timeline and quick. Works his way off towards the right wing side, fires it back up to Mason. Now on to Bryson Denson. Gets it over to Bryson Bell. Back up top to Dominic Fraley, who's at the top of the key. Now over to Bryson Denson. Denson makes a move towards the paint, puts it up. That one's going to go off the side of the rim, but to clean it up is Dominic Fraley, picking up his first points of the game, 6-2. Model leads it by 4. Heard County with the basketball. They heave it down low. Nice backdoor cut there by Hester. Great feed. Hester gets the points, and now it's 6-4. 2-point lead here for the Model Blue Devils. John Mason goes to the top of the key, sends it left wing side after the head fake. Now the right wing side, John Mason with the basketball. Tries to give it over to Woodley. A little bit of contact there on the floor. That's going to be against Heard County. And so we'll get ready for the Blue Devils to inbound the ball. If you're listening on the radio, I'll describe the uniforms for Model. It's their home blues, or actually home white uniforms with blue letters and numbers, and some white trim involved there. And for Heard County, their black uniforms. Both teams looking sharp tonight. Model misses the shot. Heard County comes out with a rebound. We played 2 minutes of this one. Model leads at 6-4. Heard County with the basketball. They dribble up top with it. Reeves has got it. Backs up in between the circles. Will set up the half-court offense here for the Braves. Sends it right wing side. Now they'll dribble up top where the ball is Taggart. Taggart between the circles. Going to leave it off for a man at the high post. He spins around, nearly lost his footing. Shot is on the way. That is missed. Rebound's going to be picked up by the Blue Devils. Coming out with it was Bryson Bell. And the officials pointing in the opposite direction. Right now, Coach Travis is firing it up. Of course, that's one of the things I really enjoy and admire about Coach Travis and the way he coaches the ball team. He's very intense. Shot is up, and that's going to be through for Emery, who's going to go to the free throw line for an and-one opportunity. And I just realized in the girls' game, we didn't see an and-one opportunity, I think, wire to wire in that game. Not one. So our Maury Emery is at the free throw line. Shot is on the way, and it is missed. So the score remains tied at 6 apiece after the bucket was made by Amari Emery. And now the Blue Devils bring it back the other way. Fraley couldn't handle the pass, and now it ends up in the hands of Hester. Hester bounces it down low, and on the other end, it's deflected out of bounds by Model, so it's going to stay with Heard County. One of the Model defenders got his hands in there. It was Bryson Denson trying to make a play, but he knocked the ball out of bounds. Heard County will fire a three, and that one's high off the back of the rim. Fraley leaps up, grabs a rebound. Woodley with the ball, has it poked loose. Poking it free was Emery. He's got the ball, drives, puts it up, and that one's going to rattle in. He's got 2 buckets here for the Heard County Braves, and they've got their first lead of the game up 8-6. Mason loses the handle. Braves come away with the steal. Bryson Denson got it back for him, though. Here comes John Mason with the ball across the timeline, kind of lowered his shoulder and took some contact as he was crossing the timeline. So we're going to see Model inbound the ball in just a moment. Heard County with a narrow 8-6 lead. John Mason surveys the floor, trying to find the open man. Sends it left wing side to a cutting Bryson Denson, who goes baseline, loses the handle. Coming out with it was Hester. Here come the Heard County Braves across the timeline. They dribble between the circles. With it is number 4, Latimer, Cam Latimer. He's going to leave it off for Emery. Emery now between the circles, being guarded by Bryson Denson. They try to get it inside to Gray. We're going to have a tie-up. That's our first tie-up of the ball game. Possession arrow points in Heard County's direction. And so the Braves get ready to feed it in, leading at 8-6 over the Model Blue Devils here in the first quarter of the ball game. Almost midway through the first quarter, lost the handle, but right into his teammate's hands, who scores. That's Hester, and I've got him with 6. So a 10-4 lead now in favor of Heard County. Bryson Denson with the ball, feeds it right wing side, gets it over to Chaden Woodley. Woodley back up top. They work it around the key. On the left wing side they go, down to Tyler Harrell underneath, who tries to make a move towards the basket and takes some contacts going to the free throw line. Britton Bell is checked into the game for Model, as well as Harrell, who's at the free throw line. So you've got 3 of the original starters in the game with a couple of substitutions in. First shot for Harrell, and that one is through. We'll get ready for a second shot. So on the floor, I'll just go ahead and give you a floor check. We've got John Mason, Bryson Denson, Tyler Harrell at the free throw line, Chaden Woodley, and then also you've got Brenton Bell getting some playing time early in the ball game. Harrell puts up the second shot. That one's through. Model, and I don't want to jinx them, but I can tell you the facts here. Model's 4 for 4 from the free throw line, so off to a good start from the charity stripe. They trail 10-8. Long 3 ball in the air. That one caroms across the rim. Tyler Harrell gets the rebound for the Blue Devils. Bryson Denson works it down the floor. Nifty spin move and score by Bryson Denson. We got to see a replay of that one. That was a heck of a move for Bryson Denson. Ball is nearly stolen away there. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul. We're going to get another look at that move here on demand. That is awesome. What a move from Bryson Denson as he spins around towards the paint and puts the shot up and kisses it off the glass and makes the bucket. Right on cue. Those guys know exactly what the heck they're doing. There's no doubt about that. They got it dialed in down there in the trailer. Heard County with the ball, going to drive towards the low block. He lost his footing. Must have been a little bit of a wet spot on the floor. He slipped. And that's going to be a turnover as he travels. So Bryson Denson going to feed it in, and Model has tied the game up, has the opportunity to take the lead here. With the basketball was Justin Finley. Tried to feed it down to Denson on the left wing side, got away from him and goes out of bounds. So Heard County's going to bring it back up the floor with a tie ball game with 3:18 left to go in a very exciting first 5 minutes of ball here in the boys game. Oh, nobody picked them up inside, and Hester notches his 4th bucket of the first quarter, and Heard County regains the lead. Tyler Harrell with the ball. Bryson Denson is going to bring it across the timeline, floats it across to Finley. He turns, gives it right back to a wide open Denson, who jacks up the 3 and knocks it down. Bryson Denson with another bucket. He's got 5, and Model takes the lead back 13-12. I got a feeling we're in for a barn burner in this one. These two teams match up pretty nicely here in the first 5 minutes and change. And I suspect that is going to continue throughout. We'll see. But Model leads at 13-12 with 2:40 left to go in the first quarter. Brenton Bell with the ball. Now back to Finley. Finley's going to give it off to Tyler Harrell. Feeds it left wing side. They get it to Chaden Woodley. Up top to Denson. Denson backs up between the circles, resets the offense, sends guys in motion. Now he's going to lob it to Harrell, who's at the high post. Harrell with the ball, sends it right wing side, gets it over to Denson, drives into the lane. Another great spin move and score. Bryson Denson is showing off the moves in this basketball game here tonight. And he's got an and one opportunity after the most recent nifty move into the lane yields a bucket and another opportunity. Wow. Bryson Denson puts up the free throw. It is through. Blue Devils 5 of 5 from the charity stripe. They take a 4-point, 16-12 lead. We're almost to the 2-minute mark of a very exciting first quarter of basketball. Bryson Denson guarding the offensive player. They go inside. Nice pass to Gray. They kick it out right wing side. Good ball movement for Hurd that time, but they didn't get the finish they were looking for. 50-50 ball loose on the floor. Who's going to come out with it? And we're going to have a whistle from the official. Checking into the game is going to be Bryson Bell. Checking out Chaden Woodley. And we'll get ready for Denson to inbound the ball here for the Blue Devils in a couple of moments with a 4-point, 16-12 lead. I'll scratch that. We're going to see free throws coming up here for Brenton Bell. So Brenton at the free throw line shooting. First shot on the way. That one's off the back of the rim. Rattles around. I thought it was going to go for a second, but it didn't. Checking into the game is going to be Jakari Andrews for Greg Hester, who's done an outstanding job. Hester has for Hurd County. Scored 8 points here in the early going. Shot on the way, and that one's off the back of the rim. Can't quite get it dialed in there from the stripe. First two misses from the free throw line tonight from Model. They've been at the line a pretty good bit here in the first quarter. Hurd County with the basketball, trailing by 4. Model up 16-12. Hurd County into the lane, puts up the shot. That one rattles off the rim, batted around a couple of times. Justin Finley comes out with it for the Blue Devils. Bryson Denson, nifty feed underneath the Harrell. I think he rolled his ankle as he was trying to make a break for the basketball. Comes up a little bit gimpy as he comes down the floor. Shot off the glass and through for Jakari Andrews after a nice feed, and he's going to the free throw line for an and one opportunity. And so Dominic Fraley checks in for Harold. John Mason's back into the game as well. Bryson Denson's going to take a break. And Jakari Andrews at the free throw line here for Hurd County. It's a 2-point ball game, and it remains so as he misses the and one opportunity. Justin Finley with the ball across the timeline, bounces it across. John Mason underneath to Fraley, and it rattles in. Give him the 2, and he's going to the line with a 3-point opportunity. Dominic Fraley. So Fraley stands at the free throw line here. He's got 4 points already in the contest. Misses the free throw. It kind of rattles out. Takes the feed from John Mason underneath, but it's stolen away by the Braves. We're at the 1 minute mark officially, under 1 minute here of the first quarter. Hurd County on the other end. Shot is up. And it is missed, but we're going to see free throws coming up for the Braves. And going to the strike this time is going to be Cam Latimer. And Latimer has not scored any points so far in this game, so he's got his first opportunity here. And the first shot, it rattles off the front of the rim. Chaden Woodley checks back into the game for the Blue Devils. So right now you've got Fraley, Woodley, Mason, Bryson Bell, and Finley on the floor. Shots on the way, and that one is through. He makes the second, Cam Latimer does, and now it moves the score to 18-15, a 3-point lead for the Blue Devils. Bryson Bell with the ball, sends it to Finley. They go left wing side to Chaden Woodley, drives into the lane, puts it up, strong take, but misses the shot, and Hurd County gets the ball back after a one-and-done trip there for the Blue Devils. Braves with the ball. They start to work inside, spins, stops the spin, sends it right wing side to Hester. Hester lost the handle. Coming out with it is Bryson Bell. Works around the defender, gets stripped, Ball goes back to Heard County. John Mason drove in, tried to get the ball back, but rolls out of bounds and is coming back to the Heard County Braves. Great effort there by John Mason on the effort to try to get that ball back. So Heard County going to bring it up the floor in the waning seconds here with a shot clock off and 16 seconds to work with here in the first quarter. Driving in, losing the handle, and it's coming back to the Blue Devils. So they've got another opportunity here, up 18-15 with 12 seconds to work with before the end of the first quarter. Let's see what they can put together here. Chaden Woodley with the ball, dribbles across the floor, across the timeline. Now back to John Mason. 6 seconds, got to work fast. Now to Chaden Woodley, into the paint, turns around, shoots, misses the shot, and that is the end of the first quarter. Model's going to lead it after one, narrowly though. 18-15 is your score at the end of one. We're going to send it to the studio for a 1 minute break. Back for the second quarter after these messages. Bryson Brinson takes the inbound pass for the Blue Devils. We're underway in the second quarter. Model leads it by 3, trying to add to the lead. And the ball is stolen away. Coming out with it is Cam Latimer. Drives coast to coast, gets clobbered as he goes in. And so we're going to see Cam go into the free throw line for the second time of the contest, where he's shooting 50%. He made one of a pair in the first quarter of the ball game. So 16 seconds into the second quarter, and we've already got another trip to the charity stripe. Shot on the way, and that one is through. He makes the first, gets ready for a second, and that cuts it to a 2-point ball game in favor of the Model Blue Devils. 18-16 is your score. Second shot on the way for Latimer, and that one's going to roll off the rim. Rebound's going to be picked up by Dominic Fraley, and John Mason has got the ball, dribbles down towards the sidelines on the far side, working right to left. Fires it in, gets it to Bell. Bell fires it right back out to Mason. Now back around to Brenton Bell. Gets it to left wing side to Chaden Woodley. Now back up top to Bryson Bell. Brenton Bell, now John Mason lobbing it underneath, getting it to Fraley. Fires it back out, wide open three and in. Great sequence there, and awesome finish by Brenton Bell for the three-point shot. Makes it a 21-16 ball game. Heard County on the other end. Shot is up, rattles off the rim. Rebound goes to Heard. They may get another look here. Sends it left wing side. Drives into the lane, puts it up. That one's off the back of the iron. Picked up by Chaden Woodley after it was deflected. Woodley goes on two defenders, puts it up, misses the shot. Fraley dives in, grabs the rebound, and then a jump ball is forced by one of the Heard County players. It's coming back to Heard. 6:45 left to go in the second quarter. Model leads it 21-16. This has been a fun ball game so far. It's just been a fun night of basketball overall on our first night of coverage here with Northwest Georgia Media and WLAQ of the season. And Sports East South Network tonight. I don't know why it's hard for me to say that. Chaden Woodley drives in, nifty move at the bucket and finish. I'll tell you what, the Model Blue Devils with a bit of razzle-dazzle tonight. 6:22 left to go, and now Model leads it, biggest lead of the night. 23-16 is the score. Braves have got the ball at the top of the key. They drive in, loses the handle momentarily, fires it back out around the perimeter. Dribbles behind his back, backs up, resets the offense here for the Braves, but they've only got 10 seconds to work with now on the shot clock. They get it to left wing side, got to work quickly. Back up top, no look there. Good defense by Chaden Woodley. He steps back, puts up the shot after he shook off the defender, and a bucket there by Amari Emery, excuse me. So the lead is trimmed back to 5. Model with the ball, though. Stolen away, kept in bounds, but to Chaden Woodley of Model. He fires at left wing side, and there's Bell, puts up the little floater, misses the shot. Rebound taken by Reeves, and Heard County, nice behind the back pass, but the defense was there and caused some turmoil for the offense of Heard County underneath. But the ball was out of bounds on the Blue Devils, so it's going to stay with Heard County. But you could see Coach Travis there giving the attaboy to a couple of players there for Model on getting back on defense. Long three-point shot missed. Dominic Fraley's got the ball after the rebound. Now on to Chaden Woodley. He's across center court with it. Now on the right wing side in front of the Heard County bench he is. Chaden Woodley dribbles between his legs, now dribbles around a pick set by Fraley, goes in, tries to finger roll, misses the shot. Rebound taken by Heard. They work it to the low block. Good defense there by Bryson Bell. Blocks the shot. Here's Mason, gives it off to Woodley. Quick shot for him. Jump shot is missed. And the score remains 23-18. Nice pass underneath. It's picked off by Dominic Fraley. John Mason with the ball after receiving the pass from Bell underneath to Fraley. Gets high to the rim and knocks it through. Fraley with 3 buckets tonight. Model with a 7-point lead matches, I think, their biggest total of the game, or their biggest lead of the game, I should say, with substitutions set to check in for the Blue Devils. Here's a long 3-point shot by Heard. Banks it in off the glass. Don't see that a whole lot. TJ Reeves knocks it through off the glass on the 3-point shot. 25-21. Now just like that, it's all of a sudden a 4-point ball game as Heard County battles back. That'll be a traveling call against the Blue Devils. So a little bit of a surge here from Heard County. And now, aided by a turnover, an opportunity to cut this to a 1-score ball game, only trailing now 25-21. We're 4 minutes and 12 seconds away from halftime of the boys' game. Girls won the first game this evening. I just threw a pencil underneath where I sit. Glad I got 4 of them. Shot is up, and that one rattles off the rim. You get excited, and the pins start flying, I guess. I'm going to miss that one. I had it for a long time. It's in no man's land. I don't think I'll ever retrieve it. Free throw coming up here from Cam Latimer. And so far tonight, he's 50%, 2 of 4 from the stripe. So obviously he's found himself at the free throw line a fair amount here in the first half of the basketball game. Latimer puts up the first free throw. It is in. He'll get ready for the second free throw of the pair. So one more coming up here for Cam Latimer of the Heard County Braves as they've cut it to a 3-point ball game. This would make it 2, but it goes off the front of the rim. They do get the rebound, though. Fire it up top, driving in the lane, and that is going to be an offensive foul that's going to be charged against number 35, Jakari Andrews, as Chaden Woodley takes the charge there. We'll probably get another look at that if you're watching on the video stream. But great job by that young man. That'll make the coach happy for sure. Finley with the ball on the left wing side, goes back up top to John Mason, dribbles between the circles, now around to the right wing to Chaden Woodley, drives towards the baseline, tries to feed it to a teammate, gets it out to Nichols, who's in off the bench, fires the 3, misses the shot, but cleaning it up underneath is Tyler Harrell, who, remember, in the first quarter of the game went out a little bit gimpy, but he's back on the floor moving around really nicely, so he was able to shake that off. So good to see him back out there getting some meaningful minutes here in the second quarter. Andrews puts up the 2-point shot, misses. Gonna have a whistle and a foul. I believe it's going to be charged to Heard County as John Mason gets ready to receive the ball and inbound here for the Blue Devils. Jakari Andrews checks out of the ball game. John Mason set to feed it in, bounces it in to Finley, gets it over to Chaden Woodley. Woodley across the timeline, starts to drive, puts up the shot, rattles in. Chaden Woodley having another big night. He's picked up 8 points so far, and Model takes the lead back to 7. And the Braves had cut it to 3. 1 point just moments ago. Here's a quick turnaround jump shot. It is through. Nifty move for Emery on the other side, and that cuts it back to a 5-point ball game. Model Blue Devils with the ball. Feet underneath to Nichols. Tries to bounce it to Harrell, and it goes off of his face. So Heard County gets ready to feed it in and bring it up the floor. Hope everybody's having a wonderful start to the Christmas season here. Had a wonderful Thanksgiving, ate some good food and all that good stuff. And don't worry if you gain a little weight over the holidays. You'll have some opportunity once the first of the year rolls around to do the things that you got to do to shave those off. Just have a good time. Eat, drink, and be merry. Enjoy the season. A couple of missed shots. Model comes out with a rebound. That's what I'm going to do anyway. Sends it to left side. Nichols has got it. Back up top to John Mason between the circles. Finley feeds it to Woodley on the right wing side. Now back to Nichols. Nichols starts to drive, feeds it out. Woodley for the open 3. Left that one a bit short. Harrell comes in, puts up the hook shot, misses. Tapping it in is Chaden Woodley with an athletic move towards the bucket. And the score moves to 31-24. Model back to a 7-point lead with 1:48 left to go here in the first half of play. Heard County with the basketball. They work it up top. Now around to the left wing side. Heard County with it up top. They're going to work it towards the free throw line. Quick shot and through. That was a great shot there by TJ Reeves. And that cuts it to a 31-26 ball game. 1:25 left to go. So a 5-point game here, closing in on the final minute of the second quarter, almost at halftime. Harrell with the basketball up top. Stolen away, had his pocket picked, driving with the ball. Being stripped was Taggart, but there was some contact. The ball sails out of bounds. Both teams playing really hard and physical in this basketball game. And I tell you, right now the official checking on John Mason. John is one of those guys that is always willing to sacrifice himself to get after it and make a play for his team. He is fearless. Shot from the free throw line is through for Taj Taggart. Gets ready for a second free throw coming up. That cuts it back to a 4-point game. If they make this shot, it's going to be a 3-point game, and that's the closest Heard has been in a while here in this first half. So one more shot coming up from Taggart. He makes it, and it is a 3-point game. So 31-28. We got 1:10 remaining here in the second quarter of the ball game. And right now, Coach Travis coming over talking to the official, getting his 2 cents in. And now Justin Finley's going to bring it up the floor for the Blue Devils, being guarded on the near side here on the sidelines. He's trapped, gets it out to Woodley, sends it right wing side to Bryson Bell. Bryson Bell back up top to Justin Finley. Zach Nichols with the basketball on the left wing side, feeds it to Bell, back up top. Finley thought about the 3-point shot. Here is Chaden Woodley for 3, and he knocks it down. Good teamwork there, getting the open look, being patient, finding the look they wanted. They got it, and Chaden Woodley knocks it down. It's 34-28. Long 3 on the other side is missed. Bryson Bell came out with the ball, battle for it underneath. Bryson Bell wins the battle, gives it off to Zach Nichols. Nichols across to Woodley, an open 3, and that one's going to rattle out. A defender got there, I think, just in time to throw off the shot just a little bit. But Heard County on the other end with a long 3, and that was a good shot there by TJ Reeves, who is lighting it up in the second quarter of the ball game. He's got 8 points, all of them in the second quarter. 34-31, back to a 3-point game. 4 seconds, gotta shoot. Chaden Woodley, long 3, and off the side of the rim. That is the end of a very exciting first half of basketball that results in a 3-point game. Model on top, 34-31. We'll step out for 3 minutes. Halftime show is coming up.
At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the model high school Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead. Welcome to Shannon Pharmacy, proudly serving the Shannon community since 2004. We're your small, full-service pharmacy with a big heart, offering friendly, professional service and a caring community feel. Whether you need prescriptions filled, expert advice, or health products, we're here for you. Experience the difference at Shannon Pharmacy, where your health is our priority. Visit us today. WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
You look exhausted.
Dude, my to-do list got the best of me. I finally sharpened the blade, trimmed the yard, raked the leaves, and then I mowed.
Yeah, me too.
Get out. You're not even breaking a sweat.
I know. My grasshopper trimmed around the yard, power vac the leaves, and then mowed. I did all of it without leaving my seat.
I gotta get a grasshopper.
Finish fall cleanup and be ready for winter with a grasshopper mower.
Here we go again.
If you ever find yourself moving through these doors,
We're gonna take care of you.
if you ever hear these sounds, or see these lights, may you find our caring team of ER experts all around you. This is the human spirit at its best. Advent Health. Feel whole.
Hold up.
If you
Well, it's been a lot of fun here tonight. We've seen some really good basketball between all three games that we've seen. The JV girls game that started us off, that was what was going on when I got here. And then the girls game, so you've had two model wins already. And right now at halftime, the model Blue Devils are up over Heard County Braves and are just a really competitive and exciting first half of play. Model leads it 34-31 here at halftime, and we'll break down how we got to this point and go over the scoring here. But Model would lead it by 3 points after the first quarter as they outscored the Heard County Braves 18-15, and then both teams would score 16 points in the second quarter of the game. As far as individual effort scoring wise, we'll start with the Heard County Braves. They would pick up 2 points from Taj Taggart, 3 from Cam Latimer, and then you have 3 players. If I did my book right, I know the first bucket of the game, I didn't catch who it was. I think I know, but I'm not 100% sure. But I've got 3 players for Heard County with 8 points apiece, so we'll stick with that for now. But Greg Hester, also Armory Emery, and then TJ Reeves, all with 8 points there in the first half. So great team effort there by the Heard County Braves. Also a great team effort by the Model Blue Devils, who lead it by 3 points here at halftime, picking up 3 points from Britton Bell, who had a 3 there in the second quarter. Then you'd have 4 points from Tyler Harrell, 2 in each of the quarters there in the first half. You'd have 6 points from Dominic Fraley, and then you would have 8 points from Bryson Denson. All of his points were in the first quarter of the ball game. And then Chaden Woodley is the leading scorer after a half of play. He would pick up 13 points, and he would score 9 of those 13 points in the second quarter of the ball game. So that should all add up to the 34 points for the Model Blue Devils and the 31 points of the Heard County Braves, which is where we are right now at halftime. While we got a couple of moments, I'll go ahead and set the stage for what's coming up next week. And this is not the next action that you're going to see for the model basketball teams, because they both have a couple of games coming up in between we get to the Christmas tournament. So the boys and girls will be at Haralson County coming up on the 12th. And then on the 13th, the boys are going to play North Paulding, and I think the girls are playing Cartersville. Let me go back and look and make sure I'm correct about that. Yeah, the girls are playing Cartersville, and both of those games are going to be in this very gym coming up on the 13th. So a lot of action in between, but coming up next week on Thursday, it's going to be time for some tradition. It is the 72nd, according to the bracket that I'm looking at, the 72nd Christmas basketball tournament put on by the Rome 7 Hills Rotary, and that is going to be played between two locations this year, between Shorter University and Georgia Highlands College. Now, once you get past the first day, I think all of the winners bracket stuff is going to be shifted over to Shorter University, and then the consolation bracket games after day one are going to be over at Georgia Highlands College, if I read that correctly. But folks that are watching this broadcast probably mostly are model fans and want to know, when are the model teams playing? Well, I'm going to answer that question for you. At Shorter coming up on Thursday. It's going to be the Coosa Eagles and the Model Blue Devils. That'll be in the girls' game at 7 o'clock. And then the same teams, same schools, it'll be Coosa and Model Boys at 8:30. So lots of basketball action coming up next week. And, of course, there's going to be coverage of the tournament for the games you can't make it to on WLAQ, and also Northwest Georgia Media is going to be there as well. We'll have games starting in the first round on Thursday, be there through Saturday. The Northwest Georgia Media will pick up with the semifinals and the finals, so you'll have radio and video coverage of most of the tournament. So really looking forward to that and keeping that tradition going. I don't know how long we've been broadcasting it at WLAQ. It's one of those things I wish we'd done a better job archiving the history and things that we've done in the past, but it's been over 50 years. There's no question about that. So we're looking forward to getting back at that coming up next week. But we've got another half to play here, so let's go ahead and take a break, catch our breath one more time, and get ready for another exciting half of model basketball against Heard County. We'll step out for 2 minutes. Models up 34-31 at half. Second half on the way in 2 minutes.
Welcome to Shannon Pharmacy, proudly serving the Shannon community since 2004. We're your small, full-service pharmacy with a big heart, offering friendly, professional service and a caring community feel. Whether you need prescriptions filled, expert advice, or health products, we're here for you. Experience the difference at Shannon Pharmacy, where your health is our priority. Visit us today.
You look exhausted.
Dude, my to-do list got the best of me. I finally sharpened the blade, trimmed the yard, raked the leaves, and then I mowed.
Yeah, me too.
Get out. You're not even breaking a sweat.
I know. My grasshopper trimmed around the yard, power vacked the leaves, and then mowed. I did all of it without leaving my seat.
I gotta get a grasshopper.
Finish fall cleanup and be ready for winter with a grasshopper mower.
Here we go again.
Welcome back into live coverage of model basketball presented by WLAQ and Northwest Georgia Media, also on Southeast Sports Network tonight. And having a good time. We've seen some really good round ball tonight. And we're in the early part of the season, so teams are really just getting things cranked up for the year. I know we're kind of a few weeks into the season, but there are a lot of teams out there that have not played very many games. But right now we're going to get ready for Model to inbound the ball with a 34-31 lead as we start the third quarter of the basketball game. John Mason waiting on the ball from the official, and we'll get the signal to start the second half. It's now underway. They inbound the ball, get it into Bryson Denson. Original 5 starters into the game here for Model. Bryson Denson, Chaden Woodley, also John Mason, who has the ball, Dominic Fraley, and Bryson Bell. For the Heard County Braves on the floor, you've got Taj Taggart, Armory Emery, also Gray Hester, TJ Reeves. And I'll catch the other one here in just a second. We got some action here though now. Chaden Woodley puts it up, misses the shot. Trying to clean it up is Bryson Denson. He gets fouled, and we're going to see free throws here. Who is the guy that I'm missing? Cam Latimer. So that's your 5 for the Braves. Bryson Denson is at the free throw line, and we'll have an opportunity here early in the third quarter for some points from the charity stripe. Puts up the first shot, makes it, gets ready for the second, and now Model has opened up a 4-point lead. Can make it 5 here if Denson can drain this second free throw. So Denson dribbles a couple of times, puts up the second free throw shot, makes it, and he is 3 of 3 from the charity stripe tonight. Overall, the free throw shooting's been pretty darn good here for Model. Braves with the ball. Model up by 5 points. Braves go into the lane. They feed it down to Gray, puts it up, makes the bucket. Hester now with 10 points in the ball game, leads all Heard County players. Bryson Denson takes the pass, gives it to Dominic Fraley, drives in, nifty move towards the bucket, can't get the finish though, and Heard County's got the ball. They fire it across over to Reeves. Reeves back up top, gets it to Latimer. Latimer shoots the jump shot from just beyond the free throw line. Rebounds pulled down by Bryson Bell. Now on to John Mason. Cross court he goes, drives towards the low block, turns, has got 2 defenders on him. He's trapped. Ball's poked out of bounds. It's coming back to the Blue Devils. And so John Mason lobs it in, gets it to Denson, puts up the shot off the inbound pass. Trying to keep it in bounds. It goes out. I think it was last touch by Heard County, so it does stay with the Blue Devils. Mason fires it in, gets it to Chaden Woodley, drives in, kicks it out. There's Bryson Bell for 3 and drains it. That was a great pass from Chaden Woodley and a whale of a shot from Bryson Bell. Man, 39-33, great teamwork. Shot on the way, bounces off the side of the rim. Bryson Denson gets the rebound. John Mason receives the pass, fires it to the right wing side. Now to a cutting Chaden Woodley at the baseline. Back up top to John Mason. Bryson Denson launches the 3, and that one bounces high off the rim. Took some contact at the end of the shot. So we should see 3 shots coming up for Bryson Denson. And he has been really good from the free throw line. So 3 shots coming up for Denson after the foul. First shot on the way for Denson. It is through. He has made 4 in a row from the charity stripe. And you can't emphasize enough how important free throws are, particularly when you got a close matchup on how the game turns out. And right now, Bryson Denson is doing his part from the charity stripe. Ain't no doubt about it. Another shot on the way, and that one is through. Young man's dialed in from the stripe. And just in general in this game, he's made 6 in a row from the free throw line. 6:05 left to go in the third quarter. Heard County with the ball. They now trail by 9 points. Biggest lead, I think, of the night here for Model. Heard County with the ball, firing it outside, needing a bucket here, trying to pull in closer in this game. They don't want to let it get too much further away. They missed the shot. Battle for the rebound ensues. Ball knocked out of bounds. It's out on Model. Great effort there by both young men going up trying to get that rebound there for the Blue Devils on that play. battling for the basketball. That'll make Coach happy, no doubt about it. Heard County fires the inbound pass. It's deflected. Dominic Fraley steals it. Here's Bryson Denson driving strong. To clean it up, though, is Chaden Woodley, who's now got 15 game-leading points, and Models got their biggest lead, 44-33. Shot high off the glass, rattles off the rim. John Mason's there, gets the long rebound. Chaden Woodley, ball is going to be poked free and out of bounds by Emory of Heard County, so it stays with the Blue Devils on their end of the floor with 5:25 left to go in the third quarter. Model leads it by 11, 44-33 if you've just tuned in. Bryson Bell, corner three is in. That young man can shoot a basketball. He's knocked down 2 threes so far in this game, and his brother Brenton has got one as well. That's going to force Coach Green to call a timeout here for Heard County. We'll take it with them. Biggest lead of the night. Models up 47-33, 14-point lead when we come back in 30 seconds.
If you ever find yourself moving through these doors,
We're gonna take care of you.
if you ever hear these sounds, or see these lights, may you find our caring team of ER experts all around you. This is the human spirit at its best. Advent Health. Feel whole.
They're playing basketball. We love that basketball. We're at Model High School. The Blue Devils are up 47-33. Referencing one of my favorite songs of all time from Curtis Blow, Basketball. I learned that song when I was with my dad as a kid going to Berry basketball games, and they would fire that up on the PA and get everybody fired up. And we had the vinyl record at home of that. I wish I could track that down, but loved that song for a long time. They got a version of it that I've heard on commercials here lately. I'm glad to see that came back, although it's not the original. Model with the basketball after the Heard County turnover. Lost control a little bit on the other way. The ball went out of bounds, and it's staying with the Blue Devils. And so we'll get ready for John Mason to trigger it in with 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. So John Mason in front of the Model bench, he surveys the floor looking for the open man, and he's going to not find anybody but a Heard County player who picked off the pass, who goes in, takes a pretty hard foul underneath, and is going to go to the free throw line. Chaden Woodley just effort to try to get up and block the ball, but he's going to send a young man to the free throw line with a couple of shots. And that is going to be Cam Latimer, who's at the stripe for the third trip of the night. He's done a good job challenging inside and finding himself at the stripe. He knocks down the first free throw, and he's done a pretty good job when he's been there as well. And if you are the Heard County Braves, that is certainly part of the recipe right now, is to try to work that inside game, get yourself to the free throw line, see if you can get some points with the clock stop with a deficit of 13 points. And that helps chip away as he makes them both, cuts it to a 12-point game, 47-35. Here is Chaden Woodley, left wing side, feeds it to John Mason. Now back to Woodley, back up top. They work it right wing side. Great ball movement from the Blue Devils on that sequence to try to get it to a cutting Tyler Harrell, and we have a whistle from the official. I didn't see what the call was, but it was against Heard County. And John Mason will fire it in motion here on offense for the Blue Devils to Woodley off the inbound pass, and they score on the inbound play. And so the Blue Devils are back to a 14-point, 49-35 lead with 4:34 remaining in the third quarter. 3-point shot on the other end is missed, but the Braves get the long rebound, may get a second try. They fire it to the left wing side. Now a heave towards the lane. They get it over to Gray Hester, who drives in to a cutting player who puts it up on the runner and makes the shot. That was number 1, Vaughn, his first bucket of the game, I believe. Chaden Woodley cuts inside, misses the shot, goes back to Heard County. We're 4 minutes into the third quarter of the ball game. As Heard County goes out of bounds, it's coming back to the Blue Devils. Substitution into the game for the Blue Devils. It's Brenton Bell checking in for Bryson Bell. So on the floor right now for the Blue Devils, you've got John Mason, Bryson Denson, Brenton Bell, Tyler Harrell, and also Chaden Woodley. Braves with the ball, knocked out of bounds. Vaughn had it. It was tipped out of bounds by the Blue Devils, so it stays. No, it was actually out on Heard County, so it's with the Blue Devils. John Mason looking for the open man, finds Tyler Harrell underneath, makes a great effort to try to get the ball. We're going to have a whistle, so it's staying with the Blue Devils. I don't know the nature of the injury, but John Mason entered the game with his right hand all taped up. But it doesn't seem to be affecting his play by any stretch of the imagination. Mason fires it in, tries to go up top to Woodley, has to get it into the backcourt. It really feels like this defense has been ratcheted up in terms of intensity for Heard County over the last little bit. There's a long three-point shot from Chaden Woodley, and that is nothing but nylon as he knocks down the tray. 52-37, biggest lead of the game is now 15 points for the Model Blue Devils. Heard County with the ball left wing side. They work it towards the baseline on that left wing. They're going to fire it back up top. Free throw line, fires it left. Here's a little runner. Shot is up too strong. Bryson Denson gets the rebound. Uh-oh. Here is Chaden Woodley. Keeps it in bounds to Harrell. He'll slow down. Gives it over to Denson, who puts in the shot. So Bryson Denson, who's lit it up for the free throw line, has his first field goal of the third quarter just now. 54-37, and the lead continues to grow for the Blue Devils. They are taking charge here in the third quarter of the ball game. It was a three-point ball game at halftime, and now the Model Blue Devils have built a 17-point lead rather methodically here in the third quarter of the ball game. Chaden Woodley with the ball around the back. Woodley goes in, puts it up, rattles off the front of the rim. And really, I don't think, as I mentioned earlier, it's been a bad effort on defense intensity-wise here from the Braves. It's just the Blue Devils are getting to the free throw line, and when they're getting opportunities from three-point land, they're making their shots, and a couple other field goals sprinkled in. So Model's just making the best of the opportunities that they are getting and creating. Bryson Denson with the ball. They feed it left wing, go inside to Harrell. And that is going to be a traveling call against Harrell and the Blue Devils, and so it's coming back to Heard County. And Heard County is in a very difficult position here. They have got to figure out a way to generate some offense on the other side. You want to talk about defensive effort. The Blue Devils have really done a good job slowing them down on the offensive side of the floor. Braves have got the ball on the right wing. Now they work into the paint, losing the handle. Denson comes out with it, leads his man, gets it to Brenton Bell, who knocks it through. That was a great team effort there on the other side. 56-17, a 19-point lead here for the Blue Devils, biggest lead of the game. Braves with it on the right wing. Fire it back to the near side. Quick jump shot, and that one's through. That was a good-looking shot by Taggart. Blue Devils will bring it back the other side of the floor. Justin Finley with it, into the lane, gives it off to Harrell, off the glass and through. Teamwork makes the dream work is the story tonight, because this has been great team basketball from all the model teams throughout the course of the evening. And Tyler Harrell's got the old three-point try here coming up. So Harrell at the free throw line getting ready to shoot. Shot is on the way, and that one's going to rattle off the back of the rim. Bryson Denson, though, gets the rebound, misses the shot. Thought he was going to scoop that one in. And Jakari Andrews comes in, gets the rebound, and now Heard County's on the other end. Ball pinballs off a couple of players. Justin Finley comes out with it. Model Blue Devils on the other end. Bryson Denson with it on the left wing. He'll slow things up. Bryson Denson out to John Mason. Now around to Justin Finley. Jacks up the long-range three and buries it. Justin Finley with his first bucket, and it was a loud one. 61-39. 1:05 left to go in the third quarter as the Blue Devils battle to remain perfect on the season. They're well on their way to doing it. We're almost in the fourth quarter. Here is Brenton Bell with the ball. I think he might have got popped in the mouth there on that play, battling with the basketball, and he's going to the free throw line. So Brenton Bell at the free throw line here. He's got 5 points in the game. This is his second trip to the free throw line. First shot on the way, and that one is through. We'll get ready for a second free throw. So one more coming up for him in just a couple of moments. Model is out to a 62-39 lead. You blink your eyes, and boy, they have created quite a hill to climb for the Heard County Braves. He makes a second free throw. So the second trip to the free throw line, much more successful than the first for Brenton Bell. He's dialed in now. And now Heard County's going to bring it up the floor. Braves with the basketball, trailing 63-39. 47 seconds left in the third quarter. Bryson Bell has got the ball now after a turnover from Heard County. Here is Nichols from the corner. A three made for Nichols, his first bucket of the game. Everybody's getting in on the action. 30 seconds, 66-39 your score, and making the most of their opportunities, I should also say. Ball knocked loose. Battle ensues. Braves win it. They've got the ball. Put up a little hook shot. It is missed. Coming out with the rebound is Bryson Bell. Now Bryson Denson with the basketball. Dribbles off to the left. Gives it to Justin Finley. Now back up top to Bryson Bell. Around to Zach Nichols, who just drained the three from the corner on the previous possession. Bryson Bell with the ball. Now out to Bryson Denson. Jacks up the long-range three. And it is a wedgie at the buzzer. So the score is going to remain in favor of the Blue Devils, 66-39 as Bryson Denson launches the three, and it wedges between the backboard and the rim as we get ready for the final frame. Let's step out for a minute. We'll come back for the final quarter. Third quarter of the basketball game. They outscored Heard County 32-8 in the third quarter. Remember, at the end of our first half, it was a 3-point ball game, but now Model's up 66-39 in full control of this basketball game. Greg Hester, as I say that, knocks down a two, cuts it to a 25-point ball game. Here's Fraley with a two-hand flush to get the fans on their feet. Oh my goodness. Ball stolen away. Bryson Denson now to Chaden Woodley. He goes in, puts it off the glass strong, misses the shot. The follow-up goes in, but I think it was after the whistle. But man, what a strong dunk there by Dominic Fraley. Man, oh man. Chaden Woodley, he dunked that with authority, did Dominic Fraley. We're going to get another look if you're watching on the video stream. And that was a great feed underneath, by the way, from Bryson Bell to set that up. Shot on the way is going to be through for the Blue Devils. We get ready for the next free throw shot and get another angle of that as well. Get another shot here from Chaden Woodley. Models up 69-41. That was highlight reel stuff. This has been a fun basketball game. Second shot for the Model fans. It was a fun 2 quarters for the Heard County fans, but that third quarter, I don't think the Heard fans that are watching this enjoyed that too much. Heard with the basketball on the right wing side. And I tell you what, one of the things we did in the pregame is we talked about all those seniors that you lost last year for this model team, but they have reloaded. because this is going to be a successful season for this model basketball team if they continue on the trajectory they are on. They're playing some good ball here tonight. Free throws coming up here for Vaughn. First shot on the way and through. He'll get ready for a second here in just a couple of moments. We'll have totals and highlights coming up for you at the end of tonight's contest. But it's going to be a shocking turn of events if the Blue Devils can't hang on to this lead. 70-42 your score. Shot is up and through. I think that was Reeves that made that one. Blue Devils have got the ball. They work it on the other end. And a whistle and a foul is going to be charged. And so the Blue Devils will inbound the ball with a massive 70-45 lead. And they will get it into Fraley underneath. He turns, and one of the players from the Braves grabbed a hold of the ball and made some contact underneath. So we're going to see Fraley take a turn at the charity stripe here in just a couple of moments. He's been there once before in the game, and that was trying to convert a three-point play in the first quarter, but that was the only time that he's been at the free throw line here in this basketball game. So Dominic Fraley puts up the shot and makes the shot, gets ready for a second free throw, and that moves the score to 71-45. So Fraley with one more coming up here in just moments as Bryson Bell goes over and gets some instruction from Coach Travis. That one rattles in, so now he's 2 of 3 from the stripe. Fraley just having a whale of a game. 72-45. Here's a scoop shot on the other end. That is going to fall in for Latimer. And now the Blue Devils will bring it back the other end. Bryson Denson directing traffic as he works around a defender with a nifty move. You heard the fans react to that. Underneath the Fraley, off the glass and through from the feed from John Mason. I tell you what, watching this model team, one of the players that's really standing out in this game as an improved player is Dominic Fraley. And he was good before, but he's hit a different gear in this game than I've seen. He has matured a lot in the offseason. Shot on the way from the free throw line from Cam Latimer is good. He'll get ready for a second shot here in just a couple of moments, as we'll have a substitution into the game here for the Heard County team. Model leads at 74-48. We've got 6:15 left to go here in this ball game as we close a little bit closer to 9 o'clock. Second shot on the way. He knocks that one through. So Cam Latimer knocks them both down and then steals it away, puts it up, misses a shot. That was an interesting sequence. Here's Chaden Woodley. Woodley goes into the paint, fires it across right wing side. 3-ball on the way from John Mason. Fraley out to Bryson Denson with the lead at 74-49 in favor of the Blue Devils. They feed it left wing side to John. Now back out to Bryson Bell. Bell between the circles, gets it out to Bryson Denson. Kind of slipped up. Good body control there. Retaining possession for the Blue Devils. Nifty move towards the bucket, and that goes in. Bryson Denson with the move and the score, 76-49. Heard County with the ball on the right wing side, trailing. 5:28 left to go in the ball game. They're going to send it to the left wing. Now heaves it right about to the other side of the floor. Now a heave back to the left wing. Quick three-point shot, and that's through. That's a good piece of shooting there by Bryson Vaughn. Knocks down his first bucket of the game, and now the Blue Devils come back the other way. John Mason with it right wing side, dribbles, fires it up top, gets it to Bryson Denson. Chaden Woodley between the circles, now Bryson Bell. Back up top to John Mason, right wing side. They get it into Fraley, turns off the glass, misses the shot, but we're going to see more free throws from Dominic Fraley here in just a couple of moments. And Fraley's got 12 points in this contest. He is not the leading scorer. I didn't get an opportunity between quarters, between the third and fourth quarter, to total up where we are now, so we'll have to wait until the end of the game for me to be able to do that. But we're going to have some pretty high totals, obviously, for several players for this model team. Missed the first free throw. We'll get ready for a second as the score is 76-52. Shot off the back of the rim. Rebound is going to be taken by number 23, Amir Morris here for Heard County. And they will send it right wing side, going kind of deep into the bench, getting some experience here for this team late in the game. It's obviously already been decided in the third quarter. Well, we still have 4:43 left to go here in the game as we get ready for John Mason to inbound the ball here for the Blue Devils. So the Blue Devils with a whopping 76-52 lead. So the Blue Devils obviously up by 24 points in this game. That would be hard to overcome if you're Heard County with only 4 minutes and 43 seconds left to go. Here's the pass to Dominic. We're going to get another jam. Two-hand flush for Dominic Fraley, his second two-hand flush of the basketball game. And he's going to be featured in the highlight reel of tonight's game multiple times, as are several players. Wow. If you're watching on the video, there's another look at that acrobatic jam with authority. He punished the rim on both dunks here tonight. Latimer at the free throw line puts up the first shot. That one rattles in. He gets ready for a second, and that cuts it to a 78-53 game. I tell you what, we're working when I'm at these games, so I don't know exactly what it costs, but whatever it is, the model fans that paid for admission tonight are sure as heck getting their money's worth. Second shot for Latimer, and that one rattles in as well. He's made 6 in a row from the charity stripe between the third and fourth quarters. John Mason tries to take the inbound pass from Bryson Denson. It's batted out of bounds by Taggart. And we get ready for John to inbound the ball here for the Blue Devils as they try to bleed out some clock here. Bryson Denson's got the ball at midcourt. We're almost midway through the fourth quarter of the ball game. John Mason with the ball, drives into the lane, scoops it up, spins around the rim, put a little English on it, but not quite enough. Here's Woodley to Mason, goes in, the reverse layup, misses the shot. Great effort there by Mason, but didn't come out with the points that he was after. Score remains 78-54. And so Heard County will inbound the ball. We're officially midway through right now of the fourth quarter of the ball game. They send it left wing side to the Heard County Braves. Now driving towards the lane, leaves it off for a teammate. Fraley with the block, but also caught a piece of hand. So we're going to see free throws coming up here for Jakari Andrews. Andrews scored 2 points in the first quarter in the early going. Otherwise, he's been pretty quiet in the contest as far as scoring. Until now, he makes the first free throw. Gets ready for a second free throw. So one more coming up for Andrews on the way. Rattles off the rim. Fraley picks up the rebound, gives it to Bryson Denson. Denson brings it across the midcourt stripe at the top of the key. Backs up between the circles, resets the offense. Feeds it left wing side to Bryson Denson. Now down to Dominic Fraley at the low block, and he gets fouled. So Fraley finds himself at the charity stripe. I'm starting to lose my voice, and a lot of it has to do with the two exciting dunks that we saw from the young man who's at the free throw line. I try to contain myself a little bit, but I just can't help it. I'm like the rest of the fans. I get excited. Fraley knocks down another free throw. 79-55. I would venture to say that Fraley's had a career game. 80-55, 3:39 left to go in the contest. Heard County with the ball across the timeline. Good feed underneath and finished there for Andrews, who picked up his second field goal of the contest. Bringing it up the floor is Brenton Bell. Brenton across the timeline to Bryson. Now to left wing side to Bryson Bell, and he knocks it down and hits another three. He's made 3 in the night. 83-57. 3:14 left to go here in the ball game. Are we on century mark watch? The way this team is scoring tonight, it wouldn't shock me. Here's a long three ball. That one's going to rattle in for number 11, Vaughn. He's knocked down 2 threes in the fourth quarter. Chaden Woodley drives into the lane, puts it up, gets fouled, and is going to go to the free throw line. And so Chaden Woodley has an opportunity to put some more points on the board, but the clock stopped. So we have another substitution coming into the game. This is going to be C.J. Bonner. I don't think we've seen him in the game thus far. And so obviously the game in pocket here for the Blue Devils. Coach Eric Green of Heard County, opting to rotate some new guys into the floor, get some experience here that you'll need as you move through the season. Chaden Woodley knocks down a free throw, gets ready for a second free throw. And Model's lead increases to 84-60. So a 24-point lead for the Blue Devils and a victorious night all around for the teams in blue. Chaden Woodley get ready to try to knock down another one, and he is going to leave that one a little bit short. Otherwise, he's been perfect. Shot up is missed from Bryson Denson, another foul, so what do we got here? I think we got free throw shots coming up here for Heard County. The Braves are going to the strike. And going to the line is going to be Bonner, who just checked in the game. We just talked about him moments ago. So he's got an opportunity to notch some points and get in the scorebook here tonight. And that one rattles off the back of the rim. Not a bad looking shot, just off the mark a little bit. So the score remains 84-60 with 2:52 left to go here in the ball game. Second shot from Bonner, that one's going to rattle in. And now the score moves to 84-61. Bryson Denson feeds it across to Brenton Bell. Now back up top to Bryson, drives towards the lane, feeds it right wing side to Bryson. Now back over to Chaden Woodley. Gets it back up top to Brenton. Bryson now to right wing side to Woodley. 2:36 left to go in the ball game. 17 on the shot clock. Brenton Bell with it up to Bryson Bell. Now to Bryson Denson underneath the Harrell. Good spin move, puts it up, got it to the rim, but it won't go through. Here comes Heard County on the other end. No look pass underneath, but the ball's back in the hands of the Blue Devils. And a couple players bump into each other there at about the timeline. It's a foul against the Braves. And we will get ready for free throws for Chaden Woodley. So Woodley makes his way back to the charity stripe, where he has been a regular over the course of the fourth quarter of the basketball game. Of course, that's going to happen when the ball's in your hands, and it is often in the hands of Chaden Woodley. He is a great basketball player. He makes the first free throw, and he's a good free throw shooter too. 85-61 is your score. Model back to a 24-point lead. Really took control in the third quarter of this ball game and never looked back. Second shot, and that one's off the back of the rim. Pinballs off a couple of players, and it's back into the hands of Brenton Bell. Now to Chaden Woodley, left wing. Three-point shot is missed, kept in bounds by Heard County. They bring it back the other way. We're almost to the 2-minute mark here of the ball game. Heard drives towards the left wing, baseline. Now Bonner with it. He turns around, fires it back up top, launches the three, and through for Cam Latimer. He's a good ball player. He's having a good game here tonight. Bryson Denson works it across the timeline, fires it left wing side to Chaden Woodley, back up top to Bryson Bell. Bell back to Denson, right wing side, they go to Brenton Bell. Brenton Bell back around to Chaden Woodley, back to Bryson. Ball poked free, but also some contact from Zarek Green Jr., coach's son. And so we'll see more free throw shots coming up here for Bryson Bell. Well, actually, these are his first free throws. I should say more for the Model Blue Devils here late in this game. 1:31 left to go before this one's in the books. First shot on the way, and that one's going to carry him across the rim. We'll get ready for another free throw as we'll have substitutions into the game. Checking in for the first time tonight is going to be Matt Johnson. Who else checked in? I think it was Justin Finley. Shot on the way, and that one is through. So he makes the back end. And now with 10 points is Bryson Bell. He knocked down 3 threes and made a free throw tonight. 1:29, and the game's not over yet. 66-64, Model back to a 22-point lead. Heard County with the ball, driving towards the lane. They got it near the free throw line. Kick it out. 3-point is launched and missed. Battle for the rebound. It's kept in bounds. It looked like Justin Finley was going to come out with it. there momentarily. But it's going to stay with the Heard County Braves with 1:13 left to go in the ball game as they get ready to send it in motion. Another sub is going to come into the game for the Blue Devils. It's Bryson Buck, a junior. Tyler Harrell checks out. So I think everybody just about on the roster's checked in tonight, or everybody available for the game. Here's a long three-point shot off the back of the rim. It won't go. Here is Gray Hester trying to clean it up underneath. He gets bumped and is going to go to the free throw line. Yeah, Model outscored Heard County 32-8 in the third quarter to bust this thing wide open. And again, they've maintained control of the game for the rest of the way. We're almost to the 1 minute mark. Shot on the way. That one rattles out for Hester. We'll get ready for another free throw. So Hester with another try. And that one goes off the back of the rim. Rebound taken by Buck. He gets into the stat sheet, notching a rebound. They pass it the right wing side. Brenton Bell gets it underneath to Johnson. Ball goes out of bounds as he fires it crisply out to Justin Finley. Can't handle the pass and ends up on the Model bench. A little too strong there. 50 seconds left to go. And a turnover for Heard County as the Blue Devils are getting the ball back. So 50.8 seconds left on the clock as Model tries to bleed out the remaining seconds of the ball game. They get it to left wing side to Finley. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Now they work it right wing side. Nichols sidesteps. They get it to left wing side. Great ball movement. Open three and drills it. Matt Johnson knocks down a shot, and that makes it an 89-64 game. It's a heck of a shot. 26 seconds left on the clock. It's poked into the backcourt. I think it was touched by Model. Yeah, initially it looked like one of the officials was going to call it a backcourt, but I don't think that the official that said that had noticed that it was tipped by Model, but it was correct. So Heard County ball, 89-64, Model on top, 20 ticks left on the clock. Here comes Heard into the paint. Ball is stripped, but we're going to have more free throws. So this one's not in the books just yet. Latimer's earned him another trip to the stripe. So we'll have more free throws and a little bit more of a delay of getting this one in the win column here. But obviously this one was decided in the third quarter. Shot on the way. It is hard to believe when you look back at the course of the way this game has gone that at the end of the first half that this was a three-point contest. It was 34-31. By the time we got to the end of the third quarter, he made the free throw, by the way. It was 66-39. Man, oh man, a lot of scoring here in the fourth quarter. They bounce it down underneath. Buck's got the ball with a chance to score with 9 seconds to go. Stripped away, though. Here comes Heard County underneath. 2-on-2. Shot is up and through. Bonner is going to notch a bucket. And that is the end of the ball game. Model's going to win it 89-68 over the Heard County Braves. The Blue Devils remain perfect, 3-0. They are now 2-0 in region play after picking up the region victory. The Heard County Braves fall to 0-2 on this young season and 0-1 in region play. Well, folks, we're going to send it back to the studio for a 3-minute timeout. I'm going to do my best to do some quick math. We'll come back, run down the scoring, and wrap it up. But it was a victorious night all around. The Model Blue Devils win the nightcap 89-68. Back to wrap up after a 3-minute break.
They call it Mo Day, a time of fanfare and pride, and another week with the neighborhood's best yard, because you drafted the MVP of all mowers. A comfortable seat and adjustable controls bring the battle to your turf, not your backside. Ride like the wind on your solid steel stallion and give the fans something to cheer about, because it's your day. It's Mo Day.
At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the Model High School Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead. WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
Folks, we welcome you back one last time live inside Woodard Gymnasium, where it was a successful night for the Blue Devils. The fans in blue were super happy about the results of each game tonight, including the nightcap, as the Blue Devils pull away in the third quarter to ultimately win the game 89-68 over the Heard County Braves, with an offensive explosion there in that third quarter of the ball game. I'm going to do my best to run down the totals. I'm not sure if this adds up or not. There was a lot of scoring in that game. More than I'm used to, especially for the first game that we broadcast of the year. So you have to bear with me on the mathematics here. But for the Heard County Braves, they would notch 68 points in the contest. They got 12 points from Greg Hester, 4 points from Taj Taggart, 8 points from Amari Emery. Then they would have 6 points from Bryceon Vaughn, 11 points for TJ Reeves, 3 apiece for Jakari Andrews and Bryson Vaughn, 5 points for Jakari. Well, actually, it was 8 points for Jakari Andrews. I had in my book twice. So, anyway, the leading scorer tonight here for the Heard County Braves was Cam Latimer, who knocked down 16 points. Meanwhile, for your model Blue Devils, I had 3 apiece for John Mason, or actually I had 3 apiece for Zach Nichols and Justin Finley, 7 points for Brenton Bell. Then I had 10 points for Bryson Bell, 3 points for Matt Johnson off the bench. Tyler Harrell picking up 6 points in the ball game. And then the 3 leading scorers for the Blue Devils, Bryson Denson with 17 points. And then I had 16 points for Dominic Fraley, including a couple of 2-hand flushes in the second half of the game that got the fans on their feet. But the leading scorer tonight, and he did a lot of his damage in the field and also at the free throw line, was Chaden Woodley. And Chaden picked up 24 points in the game. And did I mention Bryson Denson had 17 points? So you had, let's see, 4 guys in double digits for the Blue Devils tonight. So that was a very successful night on both sides of the floor for the Blue Devils, but especially in terms of the scoring column. So that's going to wrap it up, folks. The model Blue Devils win the nightcap 89-68. Earlier in the evening in varsity play, the model Lady Devils won 41-37. And we started the night with a JV game in which the model girls won 54-30. So the clean sweep there from the model teams over Heard County, and that's going to wrap up our coverage tonight. We want to recognize the crew one more time on our way out. Midcourt cams, Afton Taylor and Bennett Abernathy. Sideline cam, Clay Hardiker. PTZ and scoreboard, Levi Miller. Replay was Nathan Patterson. Director is Mike Garrett. That's all the Northwest Georgia media crew involved tonight. And for Lynn Butler back at Command Central at the studio at WLAQ, I'm Matt Davis with the play-by-play commentary courtesy of WLAQ. Hope you've had a good night, everybody, and congratulations to all the Blue Devils teams on their wins tonight. It was a fun night and a fun start to our coverage for the year. And, well, thanks for being here. That's going to put a wrap on our coverage for tonight. Hope you have a great evening, everybody. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody. Have a good one.